We haven't said it yet this season, but what a rocket from Jeremy Kleppel. Across his body, across the goal. He finds the back post side netting.
Cesar Lyle turning his back, trying to get in front of it and also protect himself as Kleppel finds the side net and gives Link.
Nice run out of here at Lansing City. Oh, excellent play. Lansing City with a goal. We were just talking about Ole's ability to make the extra pass, and wouldn't you know it, Lansing City does the same exact thing.
It's a comment about Ginga. Another reason why the story is different this year for Lansing City is Ginga's team looked a lot better on the road than it did last year.
They did, yeah, they looked a lot better, and that's the part for me that I start to wonder about is some of these tactical decisions, because they have the effort. They're getting more talented players like Ewal Bagassi. He looked like a really strong player, and he's new to futsal as well. Shota Takabarake, he continues to have an impact every time he comes out.
Keeper play was good.
Yeah, keeper play was
Quimzon.
Sliding tackle, and if Montez saved that, outstanding effort as well.
Lansing City in the attack, moving it. Blanco, did he make it? He did, says the referee. Goal number 4 for Lansing City. They pull ahead. Did you lose track of the ball there, Gerard?
You know,
oh my goodness.
Did that go in? Unbelievable. What placement. Jack Fisher loses his shin guard in the process. But just outstanding placement. Oh, it was a pass to Blanco.
Yeah, Blanco
got it.
Yeah, Blanco touched it. Did you hear me say Blanco puts it away? That's all right. It hit the inside back post. You see Blanco, Fisher, and Barney there. Gomez putting heavy pressure on. And here he is. He finishes. Ole go up by 1.
And when you think about the addition of Daniel De Leon and what he means to this team, we told you that he was the assist leader last season in the FCS. And seeing that effort right there and that partnership with Aaron Gomez, just setting up the easy goal. Outstanding effort from De Leon to create that really good positioning and understanding of where to place himself for Aaron Gomez. And we were just notified it's actually only 4 fouls against Ole, so 5 fouls for Lansing.
Being the rocket it is, that could cause some trouble tonight for Fabian Rodriguez in goal. Shoreline, big time stop right off it, and the rebound buried in there. And Shoreline just continuing to lay it on thick, bringing in the 3rd goal of the game. Look at that shot right out of the air, and then the rebound, easy pickings. And the credit to Alex Mendez, the pivot with a beautiful rocket, the big man. Tonight, the first ever FIFA Women's Futsal World Cup takes place. At Detroit, go in, and they get the first of the night. Wonderful work deep into the Ginga zone. There was Detroit Imperial, and we see them with a sigh of relief after opportunity after opportunity. And who else? Depoche to Abdullah Assaleh. No mistake needed. Easily beating Corey Weisenhunt, who was left completely wide open. 1-0, Detroit break the deadlock.
And it absolutely is what Imperial does so well.
For Lansing City, they're the new pieces that looked promising in the Ginga game. Alec Nas, Alessandro Blanco, Ali Ahmed, Benny Alashari, Beto Espinal, the new players, and the growth of Jack Fisher, Drew Barney, physically and, just in the game. Addition of Diego Bobadilla. We didn't see him in the last game, but I expect to see him here. I think that promising play from Ethan Castaneda, that is going to face a true test here. I mean, it
will.
You could say it's the ultimate test. Perhaps the ultimate test would be Ole away, maybe. But obviously you're playing the best team in the league that has shown that. So it's kind of like what is the state of the these promising pieces for Lansing City and maturity. What is the state of that? And they're currently down 2. Here's Hindich at the near post. She slots it in. What a placement
Yeah, fantastic
from number 9,
placement.
Medina Hindic. We'll take another look.
That's what,
Wow.
Ole has to be frustrated with the goalkeeping play out of Danik because you have to have incredible placement to get it by her, and that's exactly what Danik did right there.
That was
Or
great.
Hindic.
Yeah, Hindic. That was well done there. Taking things inside towards the left with Madison McCarthy. And they get it into the back of the net. That was Jenna Lee, number 4.
Great build-up play right here from Lansing City just to continue to work it in. Jenna Lee in the attack.
Couple now with it. Space inside. Shot. He finds the back of the net. Lansing City up by 1.
We haven't said it yet this season, but what a rocket from Jeremy Kleppel. Across his body, across the goal. He finds the back post side netting.
Caesar Lyle turning his back, trying to get in front of it and also protect himself as Kleppel finds the side net and gives.
Nice run out of here at Lansing City. Oh, excellent play. Lansing City with a goal. We were just talking about Ole's ability to make the extra pass, and wouldn't you know it, Lansing City does the same exact thing.
Just a comment about Ginga. Another reason why the story is different this year for Lansing City is Ginga's team looked a lot better on the road than it did last year.
They did, yeah, they looked a lot better, and that's the part for me that I start to wonder about is some of these tactical decisions, because they have the effort, they're getting more talented players like Ewal Bagassi. He looked like a really strong player, and he's new to futsal as well. Shota Takabarake, he continues to have an impact every time he comes out.
Keeper play was good.
Yeah, keeper play was
Quimzon.
Sliding tackle, and if Montez saved that, outstanding effort as well.
Lansing City in the attack, moving it. Blanco, did he make it? He did, says the referee. Goal number 4 for Lansing City. They pull ahead. Did you lose track of the ball there, Gerard? Oh my goodness.
Did that go in? Unbelievable. What placement. Jack Fisher
Punch.
loses his shin guard in the process. But just outstanding placement. Oh, it was a pass to Blanco.
Yeah, Blanco
got
touched
it.
Yeah,
Oh,
Blanco
wow.
touched it.
Great
Did you hear me
effort.
say Blanco puts it away? That's all right. It hit the inside back post. You see Blanco, Fisher, and Barney there. Gomez putting heavy pressure on. And here he is. He finishes. Olay go up by 1.
And when you think about the addition of Daniel De Leon and what he means to this team, we told you that he was the assist leader last season in the FCS. And seeing that effort right there and that partnership with Aaron Gomez, just setting up the easy goal. Outstanding effort from De Leon to create that. Really good positioning and understanding of where to place himself for Aaron Gomez. And we were just notified it's actually only 4 fouls against Olay, so 5 fouls for Lansing.
Oh, being the rocket it is, that could cause some trouble tonight for Fabian Rodriguez in goal. And Shoreline, big time stop right off it, and the rebound buried in there. And Shoreline just continuing to lay it on thick, bringing in the 3rd goal of the game. Look at that shot right out of the air, and then the rebound, easy pickings. And the credit to Alex Mendez, the pivot with a beautiful rocket, the big man. Tonight, the first ever FIFA Women's Futsal World Cup takes place. At Detroit, go in, and they get the first of the night. Wonderful work deep into the Ginga zone. There was Detroit Imperial, and we see them with a sigh of relief after opportunity after opportunity. And who else? Depoche to Abdullah Assaleh. No mistake needed. Easily beating Corey Weisenhunt, who was left completely wide open. 1-0, Detroit break the deadlock.
And it absolutely is what Imperial does so well.
For Lansing City, they're the new pieces that look promising in the Ginga game. Alec Nas, Alessandro Blanco, Ali Ahmed, Benny Alashari, Beto Espinal, the new players. and the growth of Jack Fisher, Drew Barney, physically and, just in the game. Addition of Diego Bobadilla. We didn't see him in the last game, but I expect to see him here. I think that promising play from Ethan Castaneda, that is going to face a true test here. I mean, it
will.
You could say it's the ultimate test. Perhaps the ultimate test would be Ole away, maybe. But, obviously you're playing the best team in the league that has shown that. So it's kind of like what is the state of the, these promising pieces for Atlantic City and maturity? What is the state of that? And they're currently down 2. Here's Hindich at the near post. She slots it in. What a placement.
Yeah, fantastic.
From number 9,
placement.
Medina Hindich. You take another look.
That's what,
wow.
Ole has to be frustrated with the goalkeeping play out of Denning because you have to have incredible placement to get a buyer, and that's exactly what Denning did right there.
That was great. Yeah, Hindich. That was well done there. Taking things inside towards the left with Madison McCarthy. And they get it into the back of the net. That was Jenna Lee, number 4.
Great build-up play right here from Lansing City just to continue to work it in. Jenna Lee.
Welcome to the Jolt Creativity pregame show. Jolt Creativity. Destroy the lie.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jolt Creativity pregame show for today's Futsal Champions Series match. Shoreline City hosting Ginga FS, and 2 teams that are coming in with recent histories that are basically the opposite. 2-game winning streak for one, 2-game skid for the other. Jared Kleppel, Gerard Ascani alongside of you all for this afternoon futsal, the only match of week 4 this time, Gerard.
Surprisingly, only match. All of the eyes are on this match right here.
So a couple of weeks, we've had 4 games in a weekend, and now just one. It's in Muskegon. Like we mentioned, they're kind of coming off 2 different sort of recent histories. Shoreline with 2 blowouts, Ginga with a 2-game losing streak. So let's start with the home side. Shoreline City back at home where they started out the season, a comeback draw against Midwest United, and they've had 2 easy ones since then. Where does that put them today?
They have had 2 easy ones, but again, going on the road to Ginga, or going on the road at all in this league has always proved to be a challenge for nearly every team. So, yes, they went on the road to Innovation, but they played outstanding. And same thing, they went on the road to Chicago, played outstanding. So, yes, 2 easy victories, but both on the road, and that was one of the biggest hurdles and obstacles coming into the season for the newcomer.
So we know that they've been traveling well. Really only one time in those 2 did they maybe missing a player or 2 that you expect. It was Miguel Cervantes in the last game. That is kind of the only difference. But other than that, they traveled just fine. They came off of it just fine. And today they're looking to have a great performance and get in the win column for the first time at home.
For the first time at home.
And against them, on the other side, is the Yellow Squad from Cincinnati. They are on a 2-game losing streak coming into this game. One of the games was not so close.
Mm-hmm.
The other one was very close, came down to the very end. Even in the last 40 seconds, they had a chance to equalize in that 3-1 loss. What do they need to do today to avoid that 3-game losing streak?
A lot. I mean, they really need to do a lot because Shoreline has looked like a really outstanding team, really well put together. And for Ginga, they need to be really physical and get back to their defensive ways. They really lost that, and they need to find that identity again.
And, of course, for Ginga, we've talked about them before on the road and their struggles last year. They looked better on the road in their first road game this year, even though it was a 8-2 loss against Lansing, which we saw last week. That Lansing team is looking very dangerous. So even though they had that result, which is similar to last year, they are looking better on the road. Today, there are a few players that they're missing. In Shota Takabatake is one. Jorge Guinevart is another. But they do have Corey Weisenhunt traveling with them, which is not what we typically see.
We don't. This is the first time Corey Weisenhunt's ever played on the road in the FCS during the regular season. So this is huge for Ginga to be able to have him available, but missing some of those key players. Another one, Kai Yamazaki, we didn't see him last week either, and you have to wonder what kind of difference he would have made. He's been somebody that over the summer showed the ability to create instant offense himself, and so would that have been a difference maker in the game against Imperial, which he's missing as well tonight. So offensively, we said defense is really like what they need to do, but offensively, where are they going to find goals?
So will they be able to shake some things up in Muskegon and steal one on the road, get a big one, which would be really helpful for their results, or is Shoreline going to make it 3 wins in a row for them and 3 losses for Ginga? This has been the Jolt Creativity pregame show. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're going to send you to our sponsors, and right on the other side is kickoff. Don't go anywhere.
Ball being the rocket it is, that could cause some trouble tonight for Fabian Rodriguez in goal. And Shoreline, big time stop right off it, and the rebound buried in there. And Shoreline just continuing to lay it on thick.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Go into the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas. Or take a vacation to an abandoned island. Just don't get stuck there. The Pod Escape Room. Learn more at thepodlansing.com.
Tonight, the first ever FIFA Women's Futsal World Cup takes place at Detroit. Go in and they get the first of the night. Wonderful work deep into the Ginga zone. There was Detroit Imperial, and we see them with a sigh of relief after opportunity after opportunity. And who else? Depoche to Abdullah Assal.
Like, if I'm a fan of Midwest and I watch that game, and we have what I would be, in my opinion, one of the best keepers in the league. And he's not playing the second half.
And to Marco, what we saw, he gave up 6 goals. Lucario was in there for 20 minutes. First half, didn't give up any. And so, that's a huge disparity.
You're watching the Futsal Champions Series on FCS Live.
They're currently down 2. Here's Hindich at the near post. She slots it in. What a placement.
Yeah, fantastic
from number 9,
placement.
Medina Hindich. We take another look.
That's what,
wow.
Ole has to be frustrated with the goalkeeping. I mean, he's going to be the best pivot in the league. Best pivot in the league. Yeah, we really hadn't even talked about him yet today. So incredible on the ball. His ability to hold up play, his ability to allow the offense to run through him, his creativity, his ability to capture the ball and spin and shoot and score. It's just really one of the best in the league. I mean, him and Trezor Crispane, I think, are the best, the most solid traditional pivots that we have in the league.
Yeah. Things inside towards the left. With Madison McCarthy. And they get it into the back of the net. That was Jenna Lee, number 4.
Great build-up play right here from Lansing City just to continue to work it in. Jenna Lee.
You're watching the Futsal Champions Series on FCS Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Muskegon, Michigan, the site where the Futsal Champions Series sees action this weekend. Shoreline City hosting Ginga FS, 2 teams coming into today with recent histories that are the opposite. Shoreline City at 2-0-1, coming off 2 consecutive blowout victories, and they return home now to face a Ginga squad that is 1-2 and has collected back-to-back L's after starting the year with a win. Shoreline hasn't really been tested since week 1, and they look to maintain focus and diligence to secure another 3 points in front of their home crowd, while Ginga are trying to put every effort forward to get a huge result on the road. I'm Jared Klepp along with Gerard Ascani. The question today is, will Ginga's physical play and defensive play lead them back to the win column, or will Shoreline continue to string together those W's early here in the season?
Yeah, I mean, that is the question, and I think the answer is pretty obvious. Shoreline's going to win pretty convincing today. Just based on everything we've seen out of them this year, they have so much talent on the ball. It is going to be extremely difficult for Ginga to stop that pressure that they're going to put on Corey Weisenhunt.
Yes, you mentioned Corey Weisenhunt. That is a player that has seldom traveled with Ginga on the road in FCS action, and he is here today. You can see him on your screen in the blue. He's definitely a talented shot stopper. He appears to be a goalkeeper from the soccer world and his technique and how he does things, but he's excellent shot stopping, and he's definitely a huge asset for this yellow Ginga squad.
You know, one of the things to call out too, last week the one goal that they scored when he was flying as a keeper, and he got the assist, passing to Jorge Guinevart, which Jorge's not here, and last week Jorge was really phenomenal defensively for them. But what it tells you is that Corey is able to have an impact offensively as well. You know, so I expect to see him flying some today and showing off some of his creative ability from that goalkeeper position.
On the Shoreline City side, we know, and I've talked much about the Mendez trio, Alex Aldoni and Chris, and joining them in the starting lineup, you'll find out Jonathan Cifuentes. And in goal, Miguel Cervantes, he has, talking about goalkeepers, he has played well, and he is one of the goalkeepers in the league that is the quickest to join the attack and be a flying fifth attacker.
Yeah, so this will probably be the game that we see the most aggressive goalkeepers contributing offensively. So in the same regard, we talk about Corey Weisenhunt having an assist last week. The game against Midwest United, Miguel Cervantes was the first goalie in the league to get an assist. And he did that in a really convincing fashion, winning a ball just outside of the penalty area. Not something you see often out of a goalkeeper.
And, as we see Ginga out here on the court as we're preparing for kickoff shortly, there's one player that caught our eye in the previous match in the loss against Detroit Imperial, and it was number 13, Ramsey Terminini. And he's not in the starting lineup today. He wasn't in the starting lineup in the last game. But he's a player that is kind of on our radar as this guy could move the needle for Ginga.
Yeah, he absolutely can. We talked about Kai Yamazaki and missing that offensive creativity. Well, Ramsey Terminini is somebody that could replace that offensive creativity that we're used to seeing out of players like Shota or Kai. And so that's something that we look for him. He typically plays in the pivot position, and he looks to get high up the court, winning the ball, taking early shots. And he didn't have a lot of minutes against Detroit Imperial last week, but in the time that he was on the court, it was pretty impressive.
And someone that they're going to face on the opposite side, one of the Mendez trio, it's Chris Mendez coming over from Ole Futsal Club last year. He is one of those players that is he stands out for, you say stands out for consistency. Sometimes that makes him kind of blend in because he doesn't have all the showy, moves and things that you might see from some other players, but he is really a rock for this team.
Absolutely. He's the league block leader. So one of the things that's really important in futsal about blocks is just putting your body on the line, preventing shots from ever even getting to the goal, and he does that so well. And that's something you typically see out of Fixos anyway, but he's somebody that just finds opportunities. So that battle between Chris Mendez and Ramsey Terminini is one I'm really looking forward to today.
Well, we are still waiting for the teams to take the court. We try to time these things up so it, we go right up to when it kicks. But we have a little extra time here at the beginning. This is the only match of the weekend, but we do have several matches that are next weekend. I think it's another four.
It is
another four-game
match
weekend. I'm not sure if we have those any graphics for those pulled up, but we'll take a look at those a little bit later. But a four-game weekend next week. We're going to see Ole back in action. We're going to see Chicago House men's and women's side against Lansing City in a doubleheader there, and then Detroit will face Innovation for the second time this season.
And Chicago is so excited to get back on the court after the way that they opened their season. They have to be relishing an opportunity to reset really the story for their season because they really struggle. It's one of the things we talked about with Shoreline not being tested even on the road. And so Lansing City, both the men and the women, looked really strong this last weekend. That's going to be a tough test for Chicago.
Let's take a look at the FCS standings while we're waiting for kickoff. Shoreline City at the top. Of course, this early in the season with games not always being consistent, you see 3 teams with 3 games, 4 with 2, and a single one with just 1. So sometimes it's hard to tell what the true standings really are right now. But by and large, Shoreline City on top, Detroit Imperial right after them. They haven't lost a game yet, and they've won 2. And at the bottom, we see innovation in Chicago. And Chicago, I think, is one of the teams that we were surprised to see at that spot.
Yeah, absolutely. That's not something that you'd expected going into that first weekend against Midwest United and Shoreline. But Midwest United and Shoreline have shown that they're title contenders this season.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups first for the home side. In Shoreline, Cervantes in goal. The 3 Mendezes, Chris, Alex, and Aldoni, and then Jonathan Fuentes to round out their starting 5. For the Ginga away squad, as we have kickoff, Weisenhut in goal, McKenzie, a pair of Raymonds, and Edwald Bugase is how they begin the match. Ginga in that classic Brazilian yellow, going left to right, and Shoreline City in the black with the pinstripes, going right to left. Early on, Ginga here, working in the back with Aaron Raymond, trying to find Bugase, and it's not there for him.
Riley McKenzie will have a lot on his plate today as he looks to fill the shoes of the outstanding defensive performance from Jorge Guinevart last week.
Here is Cervantes up out of goal, working with Chris Mendez in the back. Aldoni goes under his foot. McKenzie had to make something happen out of it and ball off the bar. Boy, that could have been trouble for Shoreline in the first 30 seconds of this match.
Absolutely could have. Great positioning by Chris Mendez just to lock up the central area of the court, not allow the back post run to be completed.
Bugase to put this one in. He finds Aaron Raymond. Excuse me. Yes, there's Aaron and Rohan here today. As Cervantes wanted to find a goal off the punt, and it was off the mark.
And that's one of the most important things about your fixo. Anytime the keeper flies, the fixo has to be aware and protect the goal. Shota Takabarake did a really great job of that last week, preventing 2 goals from going in. Without his presence and Jorge Guinevart's, who will protect the goal when they fly their keeper?
Shoreline City with their first possession here in the attacking half, and Weisenhut comes out. It was very close to the arc. So we take another look. Oh, I think it hit his chest anyways. Ball comes in off the corner first time. Cifuentes sends it over. Long distribution right to Cervantes. And he slows it down, going short to Aldoni Mendez. Oh, Chris playing with Alex. He had Aldoni at the back post. Or I should say, Aldoni could have been there.
He could have. Just one step late on his run.
Nice work together with Chris and Alex to get that space down the line, and Ginga defensively exposed early. Really, they escape with a clean sheet there. Now Ginga on the attack. There's Ramsey Terminini at the top. Takes a strike. Blocked by Chris Mendez. We're going to see Shoreline make their first substitutions. Brandon Gomez on. Matthew Jackson on. I think I missed the other one. Did you see who it was? Might have been Janzel Rodriguez. We see him quite a bit. Yeah, it was Janzel. They force Ginga backwards. Here's McKenzie working on the sideline with Camilo Herrera. Shoreline defense pushing them back and winning possession. Ginga on the turnover, trying to play the ball across, but there to stop him is number 12, Franco Calabresi. Satoru Matsushima entering the game for the first time, finding Aaron Raymond. Left foot strike, well wide. Here is Matthew Jackson looking into the pivot spot, and Aaron Raymond is there. Ball goes out of bounds in favor of Ginga. Here's Terminini. Matsushima inside, trying to break the line and find Herrera. Matsushima up the floor again into Herrera, kind of playing in that pivot spot.
And Terminini was making a really dangerous run right there. If they could have connected on that pass, they could have had an easy opportunity on goal.
Here's Terminini to the inside, stopped by number 12, Franco Calabresi. And quickly the other way, Matsushima, 2v2. Toe poke, goes wide. Keeper restart incoming for Shoreline. Cervantes goes short. Looking inside, right around the half circle for Janzel Rodriguez under his foot, and out for a Ginga kick in as we see some first line players back on the floor. Kenzie Ndubugase, heavy pressure, high up the court for Shoreline. Raymond able to carry it up with space. Not a great ball there played by Bugase. Raymond's working together. Oh, that one. A great chance from, I think that was Rohan. As we take another look, working with Aaron. Just didn't quite get the contact that he was looking for.
That's really what Ginga needs to do, though, just creating offense, creating open opportunities. That was a fantastic look right there. A couple more of those, and they'll find the back of the net for sure.
Working in the back for Shoreline, Chris Mendez and Aldoni. Miguel Cervantes just has to get rid of that one. Looking at a possible deflection. And it will be a corner for Shoreline City. Ball to Aldoni, and now Chris. Chris Mendez, Gase on the shield. Able to stop the attack for the moment, but it's just going to be a kick in for Shoreline. Aldoni with his strike. Back of the net, rattles. Goal number 1.
It was really interesting to see how Ginga set up on that play. Corey Weisenhunt was out of position, not sure what was going on, if the wall moved. Like, outstanding free kick, but I'm not quite sure what Ginga was doing defensively there, as Corey Weisenhunt was way out of goal, giving Aldoni Mendez a clear shot.
Yeah, and the two-man wall also split with one player going at it, and I think he ended up just splitting the wall. Weisenhunt, as you mentioned, nowhere near, as he prevents that one from going across the face of goal. But it looked like good placement from Aldoni nonetheless. And they go up 1-0. Trying to protect the 2-game winning streak they're currently on, looking for a third in a row. Again, Alex Mendez working with Aldoni down the sideline. Aldoni this time working with him. We've seen Alex do that not once but twice in these first 4 minutes.
Aldoni's very creative on the ball and is just has a knack for finding his teammates with creative movements and back heels, and literally he uses any part of the foot to get the ball where he needs to.
Ball into Alex at the pivot. A clean look. Aldoni sliding from behind was Aaron Raymond. Weisenhunt is able to take care of it. Another dangerous opportunity for Shoreline. Off the corner, here's Cifuentes. Excuse me, that's Brian Gomez. Looking for Alex Mendez was Chris Mendez, and it's not quite in step with each other. Ginga, on the other hand here, 2 straight they have dropped coming into today. Very close one in the previous match at home where they lost to Detroit Imperial.
And this is a huge challenge for them today, not only going against a Shoreline team that's in form, but also missing some key players. That was one of the biggest challenges for Ginga last season on the road. It's going to be tough today without Shota Takabatake, Jorge Guinevart, Kai Yamazaki. It's really 3 really strong players for Ginga not available today. We expect to see quite a few people step up if they're going to be successful.
There goes Miguel Cervantes out of goal for Shoreline. He's across half. He retreats back. Ball played all the way across the court, looking for number 18, Jonathan Fuentes. It goes Ginga's way. Herrera working with Raymond. Now McKenzie. Stolen. And back to Cervantes. Lifted ball down the line. Looking for Nestor Bravo. I believe this is the first time we're seeing him in action.
Today.
Today?
Yeah, today. He did play against Innovation. That was the first game he played this season. He was solid, nothing necessarily notable from him, but he's just another person that they can put on that is composed on the ball and is solid.
Have him listed as a pivot, which is where he was in the court for that time. Ball goes out of bounds for a Shoreline corner now. Off the corner, it's Chris Mendez now with Bravo. On his left is Brandon Edwards. Chris Mendez choosing to go down the line. His attempt to block by Aaron Raymond. And Ginga retained possession as they make a change. Matsushima and Rasdorf both entering the match.
And this is the first time we're seeing Rasdorf this season. He's someone, the last time we saw him in action in the playoffs, he truly was a difference maker. Not necessarily from a skill perspective, but just catching Midwest United off guard and creating some composure issues for United in the playoffs.
Shoreline City on the kick in, and Terminini will be whistled for the first foul of the match today. A ball played out of bounds. Turnover going for Ginga now. Keeper restart incoming for Shoreline. Matthew Jackson now in. He has it here. Adoni under pressure from Bugase. And I think this is a second touch being called. Shoreline City unsure. They thought it was only the first touch, but according to the official, it was 2. Did you catch that?
I didn't. It will be an indirect, though, so this is important. It needs to be touched by someone before it goes straight into the goal, if it was a second touch that they called.
3-man wall for Shoreline City. Cervantes setting them up. Matsushima standing over it. Drops it for Bugase, and his shot not in any kind of dangerous position. 13:33 to go in half number 1. Shoreline City turn it over there. Will be Bugase to put it back in for Ginga. Got Herrera going to the middle. Finds him. Herrera keeps it. Rasdorf from the far side back to Matsushima. Shoreline City slowly increasing their pressure. Touch from Rasdorf, makes it to Herrera. Can he get it back? Yes, left foot strike. I think that got deflected by Matt Jackson, but the officials think differently.
It did look like a card deflection, but the one thing to note here is Ginga already is looking very creative with their offensive contributions so far. Have not been able to be successful with a goal, but at least the opportunities are coming and they're getting open shots.
Rasdorf puts it back in. Matsushima up to the pivot spot for Rohan Raymond. Now the other way, Matsushima guarding that one out. And they will keep possession as he heads to the bench. All the way to the hands of Cervantes. He goes near side to Calabrese. Bravo finds Aldoni Mendez and Weisenhunt able to stop him from turning. He was all alone at the top of the arc.
He absolutely was. Excellent anticipation as we see our first kick-in violation from Franco Calabrese. Excellent anticipation from Corey Weisenhunt just to read the play and understand that he had to cut that off early because Aldoni would have been in a really dangerous position. 1v keeper.
On the line going, Jackson finds Aldoni Mendez. They're working together on the far side. Some space for Jackson. Inside off the post. And unfortunate for Weisenhunt, he put that one in the back of the net.
Oh, it looks like it was an own goal. Matthew Jackson, great shot opportunity off the post. And then
Weisenhunt
it looks,
just didn't know where it was.
Oh, he hit it with his hand looking for the ball. Oh, it's incredibly frustrating for a keeper to hit it into his own net.
And that is how Shoreline increased their lead to 2. A tough break for Ginga.
It absolutely is a tough break, and it's one of the things we talk about. Solid defenses limiting opportunities, and you can see Matthew Jackson had just a clean look on goal.
Shoreline now deep in the corner. They keep possession with a kick in. You see Coach Cody Harrell for Shoreline. And not for Ginga, but for Shoreline. But that was him. That was
Cody Harrell. What do you think he was asking the official about?
I mean, maybe it was clarification on the, oh wow, nice shot there from Mendez to the near post. I don't know if it would have been clarification on the second touch.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, it's been a little, it's been, you know, there's definitely been some time since then, but perhaps that was a question he had.
And I think sometimes that's actually a smart tactic to use as a coach, to not ask the official about a call immediately, to give there some time to let the emotion settle.
Alex Mendez takes a shot. Weisenhunt comes up with the save. His distribution not on point, and it will be Shoreline kicking.
That is one of the toughest aspects as a goalkeeper in futsal with gloves, the distribution. It's a little harder to be as pinpoint precision, and that's why you see a lot of futsal keepers not wear gloves, to really assist with their distribution.
Here's Brian Gomez. He has a diagonal. He's looking for Chris Mendez. 3 Ginga players in between, though. They give it away quickly, back to Gomez. Alex Mendez now. Faced up by Riley McKenzie. Now goes back to Chris. Termanini in front of him. Goes down the line. Can he beat both? He does. And a sliding Raymond. That was Aaron Raymond. Prevents the ball from coming across where 2 Shoreline attackers waited.
And, you know, you talk about Chris Mendez not being the flashiest and just kind of going unnoticed sometimes. He made that look so effortless, beating 2 defenders.
Cervantes across half as a 5th attacker at the near post. Weisenhunt tried. Turns away the shot from Brian Gomez.
And once again, in that really dangerous area of the court, having a wide open shot, that's so uncharacteristic of Ginga to not have bodies in between the shot taker and the goal.
Here is Chris Mendez shielding off Ginga pressure as they force Shoreline backwards. Oh, Ramsey Terminini could have had something in there. 2v1 possible. Puts the ball out into touch as we see Coach Toru Matsushima on the Ginga side. He has been getting some minutes today. We didn't see that in the previous match. It seems that he prefers to only coach when that's possible, but they are a little thin on the road team.
Yeah, and we saw that last season too. He tended to play more minutes in the road games than he did at home. We'll probably see that same story continue this season.
Ball out of bounds in favor of Ginga. We'll see another substitute come on for Ginga. Herrera back into the match. This one was, I thought maybe it was going for him, but Raymond was in the middle. And he does get it now, McKenzie. Terminini, can he keep it? Does for the time being. Herrera looking for a turn. Out of control, and it will be Shoreline City ball. So halfway through this first half, Shoreline up 2-0. One of those goals was an own goal by Weisenhunt that was really just very unfortunate. But Ginga, they've had one or two opportunities. There's been more control of the game and possession by Shoreline City, more saves coming from Weisenhunt. Looks like Cervantes hasn't even been.
Not even a save yet.
Yeah, it hasn't even been tried, but on frame yet.
Ginga has had a couple of really good opportunities, but their shots are not anywhere near to target to even force a save from Cervantes.
Shoreline still with it. Herrera takes over now. McKenzie trying to split two defenders in the back. Goes out for a Shoreline kick. Jackson looking for the pivot spot. That was Janzel Rodriguez. Now Ginga in the back. McKenzie to Herrera, two Ginga players almost occupying the same space. Dribbled out of bounds by Matthew Jackson, and I think we're going to have our first timeout of the match. No indication of which team called it. So we have a 50-50 chance of getting this one right.
I think it's Ginga too.
I'm going to say it's Ginga.
I was going to say the same thing.
But something that we don't have a 50-50 chance, 100% chance, is shouting out our sponsor for today's match. This is Ally Marketing. If you're looking for a partner in the marketing space that treats you more like a friend than just like a number in their checkbook, check out Ally Marketing, allymarketing.us. Ally Marketing, the official marketing partner of the Futsal Champions Series. Ally Marketing. How many times can you say Ally Marketing?
In a 30-second segment?
30 seconds. Let's be friends.
Well, speaking of Ally Marketing, Matsushima right there has to be talking about their defensive presence, because one of the things, even though that was an unfortunate goal that Corey Weisenhunt hit into his own goal, it was really created from the shot from Matthew Jackson, left wide open on the wing. And that's not something that you ever see from Ginga, just leaving wide open players, and they did it later from Cifuentes as well. And so for Shoreline to be getting these open looks on goal, it cannot be something that Ginga can continue to let happen. And so that's why I did think that Matsushima called the timeout to reset with his team.
We have seen Coach Matsushima also get the timeouts. It's very common for him to call timeouts about halfway into a half, especially on the road with fewer players. We've seen him utilize that as a break. And off the free kick, Bugase. It wasn't a free kick. It was from the sideline, correct?
Yeah, it was a kick in, and then Bugase
yep.
took a shot that was blocked.
Now Shoreline will get things restarted from the far side. Only one foul called in this match so far. As Aaron Raymond gets by 2, get one back from Herrera, and he's just not quite there. Just a step behind it. He had an open goal had he been there.
Yeah, and once again, they do a really good job of creating the opportunity, but they just cannot connect on either the last pass or on the shot.
And I think that's probably the second time that we've seen an opportunity for Ginga to have kind of a back post, essentially, opportunity, but the player that should be there or could be there is not, as they pick up another foul here. Jackson down the line. He gets it back. Now Cervantes using his touch in the backcourt. Adoni Mendez pass stolen. He gets it right back though. Inside, long diagonal to Jackson. One man to beat, toe poke. Goes wide for Matthew Jackson. High press from Shoreline here. Matsushima tries to get into the middle. Cifuentes was there. You saw number 8, Aaron Rahman for Ginga. He was putting himself in a pretty tough spot because he was so narrow on the court. And, you know, he's cutting off so much by being that narrow, and his back was to the defender in the way he's going. So he only has really one option, and or two options, Weisenhut or Matsushima in that case. Here is Weisenhut out of goal.
And Weisenhut really wouldn't have been an option either because it would have been a second touch.
Exactly. Turnover thwarted by Matsushima. Rasdorf 1v2. Can he keep it? He does and finds Bugase, but he loses it. 2v2 the other way, getting by 1. It's Brandon Edwards, but can't get by the second.
And you can see from Ginga after that timeout just stepping up their intensity defensively, which the way they play defense, if they play well, it does require a lot of effort. And so let's see if they can maintain that level of intensity.
Calabrese tried to scissor it off the air pass from Alex Mendez, but didn't make contact like he was hoping for. Restart coming from Weisenhut in the blue Ginga goalkeeper jersey and the pink shorts. He's kind of got a little bit of cotton candy going on there. Bugase down the line. Did he win a corner for Ginga? Essentially does. Ball all the way to the other side of the court. Matsushima wants him inside. His ball to Rasdorf doesn't connect.
I'm not sure if he wanted Rasdorf inside. It looks like he was calling for Bugase to come in
I think that's
after
what
the
it was.
kick in.
Yeah.
Which that'd have been tough for him to get all the way over there after the kick in. But it looks like that might have been a set piece play they had worked on.
Turnover to Bugase now. He turns. Can he find a Rasdorf? He does, but it's much too hard. Now in the back, Herrera heads it out for a Shoreline kick-in.
Yeah, we've seen that here recently from Ginga. Quite a few of these passes in the attacking third are just coming in too heavy and really difficult for them to handle.
Chris Mendez nearly turns it over there. It's Calabrese now. Inside, a nice touch from Brandon Edwards. He goes down, thought he got fouled, but no call.
It's another one of the differences. We don't talk a lot. You know, we do mention about a lot of the outdoor soccer players coming to futsal, and we see that with Ginga. But in futsal, it's a smaller ball than in soccer. And so even some of your touches, you might be used to passing with a certain weight or a certain way, but it doesn't always translate, and it takes time to get your touch on the futsal court.
We're going to see a whistle. A little bump from Shoreline. Be their first foul of the match. Here's Herrera, had space. He hits it well wide. Cervantes goes short. Chris Mendez to Calabrese looking down the line. Herrera steps in, out of play. With their 2 goals in this game, Shoreline City currently at a positive 13 goal differential. Coming off of 2 big wins as of late.
And one of the things that's actually a little surprising that it's not higher, because in both of those most recent wins, you could see they just kind of took their foot off the gas in each of those matches and just kind of coasted to the comfortable victories. You could easily see them having a 20-plus goal differential at this point in the season.
McKenzie plays it into Weisenhunt, who's across half. He'll be the 5th attacker for the time being. Working with McKenzie in the back. Big touch from McKenzie. It's too far. Cervantes wants to go for goal, and Weisenhunt's there. Uses his hands right around the top of the arc. Wow, that was close.
Very fortunate that he was able to slide into the penalty area.
Wow.
Because it sure looked like he touched outside, but you know, the official was actually in a really great position to see that, so we got to trust the judgment there.
I don't know if we have that on replay, but if we do, I'd love to see it. We do. Let's take a look. How close was this? Oh, almost, as Weisenhunt had to come out again. It was a replay teaser where we show you 1 frame, and then you have to fill in the rest. Hey, the good thing, though, for you at home is you can just rewind right now, even while we're live. We can't really do that right here, but you can do that and check it out. See how close that one was. Mendez tries to go down the line, can't. McKenzie, he's got Raymond in the middle, and again, Ginga just connecting.
And not putting it on frame.
Yeah,
like
just
another
connecting.
great opportunity. Great opportunity. Wide open in front of the net, but not even putting it on frame.
Yeah, just not making the connection. They've had a couple of tries that they weren't in position to have the chance, and a couple of tries where they get something on it, as this one deflects to Cervantes, but it's just hit poorly, and it doesn't even challenge Cervantes. And he currently only has had to make 1 or 2 saves, it looks like now. And I think that counts the one that just happened, which was hardly a save, as that one was off the post. And it reached outside of his left leg on the split save.
That's the closest they've been all night to putting anything dangerous, hitting the post. At least it can be a little bit of encouragement for them.
Matsushima tries down the line. It's not there. Shoreline City the other way. Oh, man. Bragal had Aldoni Mendez in the middle all alone. Quick giveaway. Chris Mendez can't control it to bring it down for any chance on goal. Giveaway for Ginga. Matt Jackson gives it right back. Here's Ron Raymond. Finds Bugase, and either it went under his foot or he was thinking that Aaron Raymond was going up the line. A little disjointed. Shoreline now working out of the back. Matthew Jackson across the half line. Big touch. Aaron Raymond takes over, faces a double. It's going to spit out to Corey Weisenhunt, who collects. He goes long. Finds the foot of Rowan. Rowan Raymond. He can't really challenge Cervantes.
And strong play from Brian Gomez there, just to sniff it out and to cut out the opportunity before it even happens.
And a really great distribution from Corey Weisenhunt. That's something we've seen him struggle with this season with his distributions. But that one was a great distribution. They have a diagonal ball to Jackson. It's out of his reach. He slides, and then Ginga give it away. Aaron Raymond very frustrated with his teammate in that case, and I understand we're seeing some of that play or just touches are not clean, and it's not as precise as it needs to be. Matthew Jackson way up into the air. Bugase still in the air. Now Matsushima brings it down with 2:13 to go. Up to Bugase. Back to Matsushima. Here's Raymond inside. Ginga trying to work something here in the attacking half. A scoop to Ron Raymond. Could have had something there, but again, it seems like
just a couple of steps
the critical
off.
pass.
Yeah,
there's like a critical pass for Ginga that they're just not on the same page.
And it's like a great idea right there from Matsushima. He just has a little too much weight on the ball, and Raymond can't get to it.
2v1 opportunity here. Rohan Raymond, Termanini misses it to the far post. It's Ramsey's third attempt today. He has it here with his back to goal. Jackson bumps him off of it. Oh, nearly found Nestor Bravo behind the Ginga defense. Just about 70 seconds left in this half. The clock on your screen might differ just slightly from one in arena. Give or take some seconds there as we tick down close to just a minute left to play. Aaron Raymond, you can see him chatting with the official there, surprised at the call going for Shoreline City in this case. Cervantes across half. Goes to the corner. Gomez, two Shoreline players inside, doesn't make it there.
And what a great picture of the difference right there. You see Riley McKenzie preventing any open shot from that corner. So that's something that they've shored up here in the first half.
Under a minute to play. Here's Cervantes. Gives it away. Termanini. Wow. Great defensive effort from Cifuentes.
Yeah, really strong. No points for Megs here. He gets the Meg on Cervantes, but he can't reclaim the ball to score with the open net.
Weisenhut now across half, and Termanini gets whistled for a faulty kick-in. Did not have the ball stationary and on the line. Trying to turn is Brandon Gomez. Instead, it's up for Ginga. Here's Aaron Raymond. Shot blocked and out for what'll be essentially a corner for Ginga with 26 to go. Short one. Raymond to the floor, no call, but they do keep possession. Bravo can't believe it. Ron Raymond to Aaron Raymond, and his touch too far. Can't keep it close to his feet. That's something we've seen by a number of players on both sides today, is trying to get out of pressure or advance the ball, and they just take a touch that's just, you know, it's a little bit too long, and they can't keep it. They give it away, or it goes to the other team. Ball out of play with 7 seconds now. Aaron Raymond to put it in. He's got Termanini up the floor as well as Rohan. Goes in the direction of Termanini, and that was all for the first half. Shoreline on top by a score of 2-0. And one of those goals, again, Corey Weisenhunt on the own goal. Unfortunate for the Ginga side. Before we go to a break, Gerard, what's your one statement synopsis of what we saw in the first 20?
Ginga has to be encouraged with the way they played.
All right, that is the one statement.
That's the one.
That's the one statement.
One. He said
there
one.
It is. He said, I said one, and he gave me one. We're going to send you to our sponsors coming up On the other side is the Ally Marketing Halftime Show. You're watching the Futsal Champions Series on FCS Live.
The attack.
Kleppel now with it. Space inside. Shot. He finds the back of the net. Lansing City up by 1.
We haven't said it yet this season, but what a rocket from Jeremy Kleppel across.
Lyle turning his back, trying to get in front of it and also protect himself as Kleppel finds the side net and gives Lansing.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Go into the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas. Or take a vacation to an abandoned island. Just don't get stuck there. The Pod Escape Room. Learn more at thepodlansing.com.
Nice run out of here at Lansing City. Oh, excellent play. Lansing City with a goal. We were just talking about Ole's ability to make the extra pass, and wouldn't you know it, Lansing City does the same exact thing.
Just a comment about Ginga, another reason why the story is different this year for Lansing City is Ginga's team looked a lot better on the road than it did last year.
They did, yeah, they looked a lot better, and that's the part for me that I start to wonder about is some of these tactical decisions, because they have the effort, they're getting more talented players like Ewald Bagassi. He looked like a really strong player, and he's new to futsal as well. Shota Takabatake, he continues to have an impact every time he comes out.
Keeper play was good.
Yeah, keeper
Jason
play was
Clemson.
You're watching the Futsal Champions Series on FCS Live.
Ball being the rocket it is, that could cause some trouble tonight for Fabian Rodriguez in goal. And Shoreline, big time stop right off it, and the rebound buried in there. And Shoreline just continuing to lay it on thick.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Go into the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas. Or take a vacation to an abandoned island. Just don't get stuck there. The Pod Escape Room. Learn more at thepodlansing.com.
Tonight, the first ever FIFA Women's Futsal World Cup takes place. At Detroit, go in, and they get the first of the night. Wonderful work deep into the Ginga zone. There was Detroit Imperial, and we see them with a sigh of relief after opportunity after opportunity. And who else? Depoche to Abdullah Assal.
Like, if I'm a fan of Midwest and I watch that game, and we have what I would be, in my opinion, one of the best keepers in the league. And he's not playing the second half.
And to Marco, what we saw, he gave up 6 goals. Lucario was in there for 20 minutes. First half, didn't give up any. And so, that's a huge disparity.
You're watching the Futsal Champions Series on FCS Live.
Welcome to the Ally Marketing Halftime Show. Ally Marketing, let's be friends.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Futsal Champions Series live, currently in Muskegon Shoreline, ahead of Ginga by a score of 2-0 at the half. And, you know, we were talking before we came back on air here, Gerard, about the quality of play that we're seeing. We've seen quite a few moments where players are not able to control the ball, and they're dribbling it too far. They're dribbling out of bounds. The passes are not there, or a chance at a what could be on goal is mishit. We actually took a look at the stats, and we have about 20 shots.
Well, 37 for both teams
about 20
combined.
shots per team
recorded.
Right. But what counts as a shot is a little bit loose. Like, was it actually, dangerous or not? And you look at the saves, and it's only nine total saves, and it tells you what the quality of offensive chances have been. And, I think it's causing us to have this game where we're seeing, a level of play that is, I don't think either team would be pleased to be at.
No, as far as the level of play, I don't think either team's pleased. As far as being able to stay in this game, I think Ginga has to be pleased with the effort that they've given to only be down by 2 goals, and the fact that they gave one of the goals away with an own goal. They have to be encouraged with where they're at with 20 minutes left in this match.
In Shoreline City, as we see second half action taking place, they had some chances, particularly early on, and so they have another one here with Chris Mendez, an open look. Some chances like that with working off Alex Mendez early in the game, but as the half went on, we saw less and less dangerous opportunities for them.
Yeah, and that was really surprising. Shoreline is such an aggressive attacking team, and we really did not see much for them after the first 5 minutes.
They have it here. It's Aldoni Mendez on the far side. Playing into Alex, gets it right back. Aldoni with a good opportunity there.
We're less than 60 seconds in, and they already have 2 really outstanding opportunities, and that shows you just what they can do and the level they can play at, but they were not consistent with doing that the first 20 minutes of this match.
Play will be restarted by Miguel Cervantes here. Trying to find Alex Mendez. He's there. 2v1 with Aldoni. Aldoni chips Weisenhunt. Goal number 3, just like that.
We just talked about how fast they can score and how easy it is for them to create opportunities. That's the 3rd one already. Alex Mendez, fantastic layoff to Aldoni to set that up. Alex Mendez, the assist leader right now, and the goals leader as well, setting up Aldoni for the nice chip shot.
And that was a good placement there from Aldoni, as Weisenhunt had committed to sliding, more defending the far post, and he pulled it back with a little chip over Weisenhunt's hip to the near post. And extend the lead to 3 for Shoreline now. And so far today, including the goal, some of Shoreline's best chances have come off of playing into the feet of Alex Mendez and having him use his strength and body up there up top to hold it up and to play off. He's played off to Chris Mendez and Aldoni Mendez a number of times, including that goal there.
You talked about the cleanliness of the touch. And
there it is again.
You never see Alex Mendez missing those touches. Another assist from Alex Mendez. He just has great ball control, great composure, great understanding of the flow of the game. Fantastic pass to set Aldoni Mendez up for his hat trick.
I think based on what we're seeing right now, I think Shoreline City went into the halftime break and said, guys, what's going on? We should be winning this game by way more. And early on here within the first 90 seconds, they already have 2 easy ones.
Yeah, for me, the story of the season for Shoreline so far has been the moments that they're choosing to put themselves almost on cruise control. And they just kind of coast in these matches. And so you saw it for the majority of the first half. And you can see the difference in the first 90 seconds of the second half. 2 quick goals. And you can see the difference that Alex Mendez and Aldoni Mendez bring to this team.
Foul there, whistle against Shoreline, the first of the half. That was another thing about the first half. We didn't have too many fouls.
Only 1. Oh, sorry, 3.
Yeah, there were 3 total.
1 on Shoreline, 2 on Ginga.
We'll see if the intensity or physicality of this game rises as the game goes on. Shoreline already doubling their lead here in the second half. Matt Jackson inside gives it away. Here's Raymond working with Terminini. Terminini inside to Herrera. It's outside of his reach, and we see Shoreline complete their line change to their second line. Brandon Gomez, Calabrese, Matthew Jackson, and number 15, Brian Gomez, currently on the floor for Shoreline. Terminini on the distribution from Weisenhunt down the line, almost running into his own player. He gets it back. Little touch past Jackson. Something could be on here for Ginga. McKenzie to the back post, and Herrera is not there. Once again, Ginga on the back post, too slow.
Just one step late. Camilo Herrera was not even able to get a shot off.
Inside goes Brian Gomez, and he hits that one well over. Restart for Ginga. Matsushima under pressure, trying to work with Aaron Raymond. Matthew Jackson to the floor will draw Ginga's first foul of the half. Calabrese puts the ball back into play. He goes back to Cervantes. Both goalkeepers remaining the same for this half. We'll take a look again at the opportunity for Ginga and Herrera. He was starting to go that way, but either started too late or with not enough effort to get there in time.
And that is one of the things, at least for teams watching Shoreline play right here, we've seen a little bit of a defensive liability for them on that back post. Ginga has not been able to take advantage of it, but that's already the third time today we've seen a back post run be a little late and an opportunity missed. If teams can take advantage of that, that's an easy way to score goals in futsal.
Wow, we see Weisenhunt all the way in the corner. Didn't know he was there. He was off camera, but he came up as a fifth attacker. And we've seen Ginga do this many times before when they are behind by a substantial amount in a game. They will fly their keeper and play fifth attacker for a while.
We even saw them do this against Imperial when they were only down by 1 goal. It is one thing that you do like to see them switching up, trying new tactics, trying to grow as a team. They were unsuccessful with the fifth attacker against Imperial.
We've seen them in the past have Aaron Raymond put on the goalkeeper jersey and continue to play keeper as well. In this case, we saw Corey Weisenhunt come up in a designed fifth attacker offense.
Yeah, and I think a lot over the summer, Corey Weisenhunt played as a field player, and I think he's gotten a lot more comfortable on the ball in attacking positions as a goalkeeper. And so we're seeing him fly in a way that we didn't see as much early last season.
Bugase on the shot, misses wide to the left. Restart coming from Cervantes. There he is. He goes all the way up the floor to Aldoni Mendez as we see Alex and Aldoni back on the floor. Aldoni gets by one. Quick collapsing from the Ginga defense. Aldoni again on the near side. A little lift and gets by Matsushima. Thought he got fouled. No whistle. Aldoni gets by Matsushima with the Meg, and here's Alex Mendez, 2v3, leaves it for Cifuentes. And now Chris Mendez off the bench, and Alex Mendez says that one was on me. As we see an accumulated foul go against Ginga. We have 2 apiece now.
I'm a little curious, was that foul on Matsushima?
Might have been.
I didn't see another possible foul, but if it was, that would have been odd not to just call it at that point because there's no advantage in the situation.
This one out of play in favor of Shoreline. If you're just joining us in this match, Shoreline scored 2 goals in the whole first half. One of them was an own goal by Corey Weisenhunt. An unfortunate play for him. And within 90 seconds of the second half, Shoreline doubled their lead.
Yeah, and they truly look like a different team in that 90 seconds than they did the entire first half. Not only were they creating great opportunities, but they were clinical with their finishing touch as well.
Chris Mendez now walking it up for Shoreline. Finds Cifuentes. Back to Chris Mendez. Ginga now applying pressure. A missed touch from Alex Mendez will result in a Ginga corner. This will be their first of the second half. Weisenhunt across half. He has it here. Miscommunication. Went under the foot of Herrera. I think he was leaving it for Terminini. He was not in the right position to receive. And again, Ginga not on the same page with each other. We've seen that so much throughout the game. You're probably getting tired of hearing it, and I'm getting tired of saying it, but it's just what's been happening. Cifuentes into the middle, gets rid of it, and he splits his own teammate. Right between Aldoni and Alex, out for a Ginga kick-in.
You know, it is tough, and it's one of the biggest challenges about integrating new players onto a team. And even though this is their, they've had some games this season to play, half of this Ginga team is new this season.
They're in a 5-attacker look right now with Weisenhunt all the way up across half. He has it there. His touch forcing Ginga backwards. Shoreline used that opportunity to press, and they win it back.
And it's not just new to Ginga as well, it's new to futsal. And it's one of the biggest challenges adjusting from the outdoor game to the indoor game, is there's so much more precision required in futsal than there is in the outdoor game of soccer.
McKenzie's ball into the middle, right to Chris Mendez. Possession now for Shoreline. Dribbling into 2 defenders is Cifuentes. They keep possession, though, on that far side. Shoreline now looking for a way forward on the attack. Trying to find Aldoni. It's not there. Rowan Raymond trying to find Aaron Raymond. Again into the pivot area for Shoreline. Ramsey Terminini working against Aldoni Mendez. Makes his way all the way back to Corey Weisenhunt in goal. Terminini tried to meg Alex Mendez. He calls for a sub right away. Miguel Cervantes opening up the floor. He has it here. Cross half, looking to the back post. Matt Jackson, collision with Weisenhunt. I think the ball didn't even, the ball was past them. Weisenhunt helping Jackson up as we take another look. And Weisenhunt was coming out, and his momentum was carrying him into Jackson, and vice versa. Looks like they're both okay. Ginga on the counter. Gasse shot saved from Cervantes. That's his first true test of the half, and really one of the times he's been tested the most today.
Yeah, that really was the only dangerous attempt that Ginga's had all day that really required Cervantes to stand strong in goal.
He has 3 saves recorded for him. The toe poke here from Brandon Gomez goes wide. Weisenhunt to Herrera. He's going to go right back to him. That'll be second touch. So Ginga give up what will be an indirect free kick. Should be right outside the arc, because I think he was inside the arc when he touched it.
And this is now the second time that they've done that today. Oh, actually, sorry. The first time was against
Shoreline, yep.
But second time today we've had 2 kick-in violations. You know, you talk about the sloppy play. That's part of it too. Is just having a second touch for the keeper just should not ever happen.
This is a indirect free kick. It must touch another player before it can find the back of the net. Weisenhunt stepping up into the 4-man wall. Rasdorf on the back post. To the side, left foot. Franco Calabrese. It was hit solidly. Weisenhunt comes up with the kick save. Riley McKenzie inside. Bugase too long of a touch. Now Shoreline with possession in the back. That one played right into the hands of Weisenhunt. He goes quick. Rasdorf on the near side. Bugase in the middle. Now Ginga in the backcourt. Herrera looking for Bugase. It's at his back foot, not of his reach. Kick in upcoming for Shoreline. Cervantes providing an option in the back. Here's Calabrese. To Gomez. To Brian Gomez. Stepping up there for Ginga. Perhaps they have a counter here. Bugase. It's just off the mark for Camilo Herrera. This is starting to get very frustrating to see for Ginga. How many times that has occurred for them today. Matsushima inside to Herrera, takes a touch, right to Aldoni. Brandon Gomez across the halfway line, has space, finds Aldoni, nice touch to set it with the outside of his foot, and the shot goes wide from Brandon Gomez. That was a really good trap
that was
with the outside of his foot. I don't know if you saw that from Aldoni Mendez.
And that's one of the things you talked earlier about, just some of the gaps in skill and the quality of the game. And, you know, you just almost have to separate the Mendezes out of that conversation altogether. You can just see how clean of a touch Alex and Aldoni both have had all of this game. And it's one of the things that really puts them on another level, and it helps show the impact that they have in every single match and why they're such difference makers for the Shoreline team.
Yeah, that has been largely true. There actually have been a couple of times that we've seen touches from Alex Mendez kind of go different than we expect, as they kind of go outside or under his foot. But by and large, we've seen very solid play. But it's like that first 90 seconds of this half, it looked very different from Shoreline's perspective. They were just having their way. We haven't seen them return to that yet this half. Here's Alex Mendez working with Aldoni. Weisenhunt stepping back up to hit that one out of bounds. Halfway through this second half, up comes Cervantes. Chris Mendez anchoring the Shoreline attack. Here's Aldoni. Long diagonal, a little bit off. Weisenhunt's going to try his luck off the post. Wow, follow-up. Ramsey Terminini hits it well wide. That was much closer than I thought, the way he hit it.
I know, it even looked like Cervantes thought it wasn't close either. He didn't even make an effort on it.
That was
that
inches
almost snuck
from being in the upper 90.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
I mean, those are the moments that you need, especially for Ginga right now, down by 4. You get a goal like that, that can completely flip this game around and give the momentum to Ginga and put them in a place where they can regain some of their confidence and maybe make a run to come back into this thing.
Matsushima on the 1-2. Herrera's there. They get into the attacking half. Camilo Herrera fakes the shot. Left foot. Terminini inside. Finds Aaron Raymond. And he passes it right to Alex Mendez. 2v2 the other way. Alex with a shot. Right at Weisenhunt. He makes a save. He gets it back. A little chip. I think he was looking for Jonathan Cifuentes. Alex Mendez right there, number 10 for Shoreline. Has been a playmaker up top for Shoreline today. I think it's still true here at the 8:44 mark in the second that Shoreline's best opportunities have come from playing into him and players running off him after breaking the line. Nice touch there from Aldoni, but Bugase's on the other side of it to collect the nutmeg. Chris Mendez finds space. Nice ball to Aldoni and a save from Weisenhunt. How about that dime from Chris Mendez?
And how about that, just the trap by Aldoni, because that pass from Mendez had some speed on it, and he just stopped it at his feet to set up that opportunity. Great pass, great trap, great shot.
Off the corner all the way back to Alex Mendez. Looking inside. Bounces out to Chris Mendez. Now Alex. Gets by one. Finds Aldoni. Looking for it back to him. Bugase's there. Ginga can't get out, though. Now they do. Out of the reach of Bugase. Out of play. Fuentes puts it in. Working with Aldoni and Alex. That one goes just wide, but nice play off of the kick-in.
I think Cifuentes was hoping that Aldoni was going to make the back post run. Aldoni was looking for him just to put it away. You can see like they're just really having fun out there, Shoreline is. They're really playing at a different level.
Do you think so?
Yeah, they're just having a lot of fun. I mean, look at the types of chances they're taking and they're creating here.
I mean, I think there's moments where they are and we're seeing it, but we're not seeing it consistently. Is the thing that I'm seeing right now. Here's Aldoni down the sideline. Finds Chris Mendez. Gets by one and the second on the body meg, and Weisenhunt has to come out to make the save. Accumulated foul against Ginga, their third.
I mean, we have talked about this during the season. We've seen them coast. They're up by 4 goals, and they're still putting relentless pressure on Ginga and Corey Weisenhunt, making him make some really strong saves to prevent the scoreline from getting higher.
Cervantes under heavy pressure. McKenzie, did he find it? He did.
Wow.
It was off camera just for a second, and Ginga find their first one on the mistake from Shoreline.
What a shot by Riley McKenzie from deep. That's the longest goal we've seen all season so far. 3/4 court. Great placement, great awareness to see Cervantes was off his line.
So Ginga get one back. Can they get another one here? Miss hit. Rasdorf knows it. Could have been 2 quick ones for Ginga. Janzel Rodriguez in the back. Franco Calabrese up high to Nestor Bravo. Ginga bring it down. Bugase back to McKenzie. Ginga still working to get it out of their back zone. McKenzie down the line. Prevented enough by Calabrese to not get there. Cervantes comes out. Down the line to Bravo, just out of his reach, but safe for a moment by Janzel Rodriguez before putting it out into touch. McKenzie deep in his own corner, lifts it down the line, bouncing in the direction of Rasdorf, trying to shield off Calabrese there. McKenzie plays it in, gets it right back to Ramsey Terminini. Weisenhunt's across. Whoa! Hold up! Ramsey Terminini from the circle.
And just like that, Ginga is back in this match. What a shot from Terminini from deep.
My.
Unbelievable. He unleashes just power.
Placement to the upper 90 back post, and the lead is cut to 2 with 5:35 to go.
And that was on Fabian Rodriguez. I'm not sure when Fabian came in because Cervantes did start the second half, did he not?
Yes, you said that was on
That's
Fabian
Rodriguez in goal right now. I think we might have missed, he might have been in goal earlier, and we just didn't catch it. I have to rewind the tape and take a look. But, yeah, Fabian Rodriguez is in goal, which makes me instantly reconsider if Cervantes would have stopped that. I mean, powerful shot, great.
And Riley
Another
McKenzie
one.
off the corner.
McKenzie.
What a placement. Ginga right back in this one. It's a 1-goal match.
Wow, momentum, momentum, momentum. And that's what a goal does for you in futsal. A goal gives you that confidence.
What a shot.
Helps you to regain that composure. And we've seen 3 quick goals. And really, that's for me. We were talking about Shoreline and how they were looking. I thought they were having fun, but you could just see the way that they kind of took their foot off the gas and they were just out there playing around. And this is what can happen in these situations when you don't keep your foot on the pedal and you don't continually put pressure and continue to lean into what makes you great as a team. Teams can get right back in there, as Ginga's doing right here, and really making a game out of this when, you know, for all intents and purposes, it should have been Shoreline running away with it.
Chris Mendez on the try. Alex had a touch and didn't get by Weisenhunt. Chip into the middle. All the way to the area of Weisenhunt, out of bounds, and it is in possession of Ginga. As we see Edouard Bugase there, McKenzie put it into play. So a 1-goal match now. Ginga get 3 in, I think it was under 2 minutes game time.
Yeah,
probably
very
under
quick.
3 at least. And they're pressing here. Alex, defended by Raymond, gets by 1. Camilo Herrera steps in and commits the foul. There's a little touch there right before he stepped in by Alex to put it out of his reach. Two men in the wall for now for Ginga. Horton Cifuentes standing over. Aldoni's right there. Looks like he'll be an option for Cifuentes as they ask for the 5 meters. Weisenhunt lining up the wall. Terminini on the far side. Someone's getting out to Chris Mendez. Defensively, it's going to be him. Aldoni with a shot. Wide open. They split for him.
Once
Shoreline
again,
go up by 2.
It's like the parting of the Red Sea. The wall is for Ginga, just splitting open and allowing Alex Mendez to go right through it.
Wow. What's the point of the wall if you're
you cannot
going to
do
move
that.
on the shot like that?
That's 2 goals now. The wall has completely let down Corey Weisenhunt. Incredibly disappointing to see.
Ginga trying to apply pressure. 3 defenders there right in the arc. Can they win it back? No, Shoreline the other way. Chris Mendez keeping that one in. Working with Aldoni. All the way up. Weisenhunt out of goal, and he clears it.
And that is now Aldoni Mendez's 4th goal this game.
4 goals for number 7, Aldoni Mendez. Two assists on the day for Alex Mendez and 1 for Chris. The other one unassisted. Or I should say the other 2 unassisted. .3:14 to go in a 2-goal match. What does Ginga have left? Stepping up as Alex Mendez and deflects this one out of play. Weisenhunt goes short. Matsushima and Aaron Raymond in the back. Bugase and Rohan Raymond up top. Diagonal to Matsushima. Inside, Rohan Raymond. Got a touch on it, but blocked it with his other foot as he tried to go behind his foot. Couldn't quite make the contact he needed, and Rodriguez in goal was there. Matsushima mishandles it. And we're going to get a timeout here called by, I think it was Shoreline. Or what, is it a timeout? Yes. I believe it would be called by Shoreline since we saw Coach Matsushima right there, and I didn't see him singing for a timeout. So we're going to say the 50-50 chance this time is called by Shoreline. They're up 2 right now. They were up 4 not, 5 minutes ago.
Well, look, if the wall doesn't separate 2 times, it's a 3-3 ball game.
Wow. And before we get into any more of that, we hope you're enjoying this game. And if you have been enjoying the 2 halves of this match, make sure to join us for the 3rd half, Thursdays at 8 p.m. And actually, this coming week, I think we're going to not do it on Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
So I think we're going to not do it on that day. Probably looking at Tuesday for this week, but we will make sure you follow the Facebook and Instagram pages of the Futsal Champions Series to see when that'll be. But the 3rd half, usually every Thursday at 8 p.m., we chat about all the things going on around the league.
And we will absolutely be talking about the opportunities that this wall has been for Ginga today. I mean, 2 goals given up because the wall split. One, Corey Weisenhunt out of position in goal, but still, if you're in the wall, you cannot move out of it.
Off the timeout, Shoreline with possession. Ginga fighting in the middle. Ramsey Terminini puts that one out of play, and Calabrese will restart it for Shoreline. 2.5 to go. Foul count at 2 for Shoreline, 4 for Ginga. Ramsey Terminini on the turn. 1v1. Puts it right at Matt Jackson. Corner kick upcoming for Ginga. McKenzie, who scored off the last one, is going to take the kick this time. He goes to Weisenhunt, flying up as the 5th attacker. To the corner, right at the near post to Fabian Rodriguez.
It's one of the challenges, too, for a team integrating so many new players. Somebody like Roger Straz, who we haven't seen a lot this season, he was notorious for being in that wall and standing strong, standing firm. And that's something that they really counted on, relied on, that we haven't seen from them tonight.
Ball gets put over the end line, resulting in what I thought was going to be a Shoreline corner, and the call will be corrected to that. I think Weisenhunt saying, isn't it this guy's call? But then I think he smiled at the referee. I think maybe he knew something was going on there.
Yeah, it's a matter of who saw the deflection, and sometimes even though one official might be closer, depending on where the deflection occurred, it actually is the other official's call.
Off the corner, Brandon Gomez to Brian Gomez. Back post, Matt Jackson reaching out for it. And he draws the penalty for Shoreline I think, is the signal. And that's their 5th foul as well.
It looks like the penalty or the foul was on Matsushima.
Take another look.
Yeah, he just pulled him down.
Yeah, you see his hands wrap around him. Take another look, just preventing him from hitting that. So now a true penalty from how far away? 6 meters?
6 meters.
6 meters away. Corey Weisenhunt stands between Matt Jackson and goal number 6 for Shoreline. The strike is wide for Matt Jackson. Quickly for Ginga up the court and quickly to the hands of Fabian Rodriguez.
Fun fact for Shoreline, no player other than Aldoni Mendez has made a PK.
Alex Yes.
Mendez, and he's made 4 of them.
3 of them in one match.
Yeah.
Right? And that 10-meter penalty. Here's Ginga with the 5-attacker look. They don't have much time. Down by 2. They got to get something going here. As Calabrese sends that one into the bleachers. Matsushima now, and Aaron Raymond gets whistled for not having the ball on the line. Trying to plead his case, but to no avail. Cifuentes to put it into play. Finds Aldoni on the turn. Keeping it with him. The double is too much. 2v1. Aaron Raymond tries to go back to Ramsey Terminini. He wanted a foul, not going to get one. 3v1 the other way. Alex Mendez on the left. He slots it home.
Well, Alex Mendez couldn't get his PK this match, but he got his second goal. Aldoni and Alex hooking up once again. Easy layoff from Aldoni to Alex.
Just beats Weisenhunt to the near post.
Yeah, and it's just such a dangerous opportunity for Shoreline catching Ginga out, a 3v1 situation. It's not something you ever really want to find yourself in. And we saw last week even a couple of teams not taking advantage of 3v1 situations, Ginga included in that. But Shoreline does not waste a 3v1 opportunity often.
It almost looked like Weisenhunt thought he was in a better position for that near post. But Ginga called a timeout here, down 3 with less than a minute to play. As we remind you of our sponsor for today's match, Ally Marketing is the official marketing partner of the FCS. If you're looking for a marketing partner that will treat you more like a friend than just a number in the checkbook, check out allymarketing.us. Ally Marketing, let's be friends. Discussion here for the officials as we get play started again. Ginga were down by as many as 4 and brought it back to 1. Then since then have given up 2 goals as Aaron Raymond tries to go down the line but dribbles it out of play. Ramsey Terminini on the counter sends it to the sky. .30 seconds to play now. Aaron Raymond working with Matsushima in the back. High pressure for Shoreline. It's given away. Here's Aldoni. Now Alex down the line. Stepping up. Alex gets it back. Shot blocked right at his foot. He's still trying to get possession. He does. Shielding one. Finds Cifuentes. Another block as we tick down to just about 5 seconds to go. Clock inside the arena might differ slightly from the one we see right here as we hit zeros on the clock. Hearing we have about 15 seconds or so left. As the 1-2 opens up space for Cifuentes and Weisenhunt denies him. Ramsey Terminini down the line, finding Matsushima. Trying to find space, and Terminini before the clock strikes zeros gets another one for this Ginga side. His second of the day.
I mean, Terminini's showing his quality, showing the contributions he can make offensively. We talked about that in our pregame, that he could add that creative element, and he definitely showed it, but it's just a little bit too little too late.
2-goal advantage now for Shoreline City as we tick down to the final seconds here in Muskegon. Riley McKenzie to put it into play for Ginga. Weisenhunt up the floor. Turnover. Alex Mendez gets it back, loses it. Ginga the other way. Edwald Bugase on the diagonal. Right ball. Bugase not able to get on the other end of it. Matt Jackson plays it in short. And he's got it back here going down the sideline. Ramsey Terminini puts that one out of play. Corner kick upcoming for Shoreline. Edwald Bugase right into Matt Jackson, who is coming back on defense. Raymond down the line. He gets it back. Shot goes well wide of the goal, as Weisenhunt was up in the mix there too. The final seconds tick off the clock here in Muskegon, and Shoreline get the 3 points in front of their home crowd by a score of 6-4. That brings us to the Pod Escape Room postgame. Gerard, this one, Shoreline was winning by as many as 4. Ginga screamed back with 3 quick goals, and then Shoreline take it and go out of reach. But that moment, a 1-goal match with, it was about 4-5 minutes to play. What was the critical moment where Shoreline took advantage and ran away with it?
You know, I mean, it's the play of Alex and Aldoni Mendez. Like that was really the difference maker. And you know, I said they were having fun, and that's what I saw. And it was really just not just that they were having fun, but almost like they were just so relaxed, almost too relaxed, that they kind of were coasting in the match. And I felt like they did that early in the first half after they scored and they went up 2-0. And then as soon as they scored a couple of goals in the second half, they did the same thing. And it's like they flipped a switch. As soon as those 3 goals from Ginga came in, they're like, okay, we got to play again. And then when they are playing at their highest level, and we only saw it in small bursts from them, but that's what they see. It's high quality, really great touches, great passing, great creativity, and they truly show you what they're capable of. But the question remains, can they sustain that for 40 minutes?
You know, for me, I think the difference at that critical point in the game was how goal number 5 happened, which that was the free kick, correct? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the free kick where the wall split, and so they go ahead by 2. And, you know, this is something that's preventable on the Ginga side. And so what happens if you're able to continue with that only 1-goal game at that point? I think that was like the moment where some things changed. Ginga did fly the keeper a fair amount today with Corey Weisenhunt. They didn't do it as consistently as we've seen them do it in the past. When they were down several goals at Lansing City, they committed to it for a whole 10, 11 minutes. Mm-hmm. We didn't see that. We saw it more situational. But nothing really came of that.
No, it's one of the things. They're definitely trying and experimenting this new tactic of flying the keeper, last match of playing the 5th attacker. And they're not really getting anything offensively out of it. And it's at this point more of a defensive liability. And I think that that's why we didn't see it as much today, because Shoreline is a team that could expose that defensive liability pretty quick. And so they decided not to use it as much.
So here in Muskegon, Shoreline City take another W, and now for Ginga, it's 3 losses in a row. For Shoreline, it is 3 wins in a row. Let's take a look at what these two teams have coming up on the schedule next. And while we do that, a reminder of what's to come for the Futsal Champions Series next week. We have the graphics for that.
Well, speaking of next week, and this is going to be a tough challenge for Ginga, they play Olay. They are at home, but they play a team that has yet to lose in the FCS. And, you know, I don't see them walking away any better than they did today, being that Olay has proven time and time again the level of quality that they bring and that they travel really well. And then for Shoreline, their next match, they get a rematch with Chicago in Muskegon.
Yeah, you talk about Ginga playing Olay. I mean, I think there's no question that the level of play they saw today is different than what we've seen from Olay both last year and this year.
Mm-hmm.
Shoreline will have a break next week, and then they actually have a doubleheader with the women's in their next matches, like you said, at Chicago. The next week, Chicago House also have a doubleheader. They're going to be welcoming Lansing City. Both men's and women's matches. That's at 5 and 7 p.m. next Saturday, November 29th. And then rounding out the day for our 4th match of the week is Detroit Imperial hosting Innovation City. As we take a look here at those matches, this is the one that we were talking about, Ginga hosting Olay. And they are definitely going to need to play differently than they played today for that one to be competitive.
Yeah, absolutely, and hopefully they have their full roster available, which they were missing some key players today, and those key players would have absolutely had an impact in this game, and they would have shored up some of the liabilities that we saw not only in the wall but just defensively. And so, you know, can they bring the level of intensity required to match with Olay, which last year they did play them pretty tight at home. Now, with that being said, it was on one of the smaller courts, and so that's always a factor to consider with how that changes the flow of the game.
And then after them, we have a women's match. It's actually the one from this past week. This is the one that we're looking at. So a women's match at 7 p.m. Lansing City will take on Chicago House. And before that was one that was skipped, was the Lansing City men will play Chicago House. So a doubleheader in Chicago, Lansing City traveling. And I think that's a exciting doubleheader to take a look at. Chicago House, the men's side, have they been able to put something together in the last 2 weeks? If not, it's going to be ugly.
Yeah, it will be ugly if they haven't figured some things out. And for me, the biggest thing for Chicago House is really the level of effort. If they bring the level of effort required to compete, they will be competitive because they have the talent. It really was their level of effort that was lacking the first 2 games of the season. And as far as the women go, we saw what Lansing City has. Chicago House, there's a lot of great, commentary coming out of Chicago about the talent they have on that team. And so it will be really exciting to see who they roll out and what level of talent and if they will be competitive with Lansing City.
And the other one that we didn't see in there was Innovation going to travel to Detroit. And that's a 0-3 squad challenging the 2-0 Detroit Imperial. And they've actually already faced one time this year, so they're going to be going at it again.
Yeah, and they faced at home for Innovation. And Innovation, as much as the game was comfortable or it was close, competitive for much of it, Detroit pulled away pretty handily late. I would anticipate more of the same for Detroit. And this is Detroit's first home game in a new facility, which is another really exciting thing. So we talked about with Ginga playing on a small court last year. Detroit played at Futsal Salo last season. That was just not as long as an international size court. And so let's see what kind of different factor, different elements this new court adds, and really from a fan perspective, because even going to Football Sala, it wasn't really conducive to a great fan experience because there weren't bleachers or anywhere to sit. And so hopefully this is a much better experience for the fans, which Pierce Brannigan's really excited about, and he thinks it will be.
Yeah, and that one will be next Saturday at 8 p.m., and we'll see what Detroit Imperial does on the large court in that one. And that wraps it up for our broadcast today here from Muskegon. Shoreline takes the 3 points, and Ginga lose 3 straight. I'm Jared Kleppel, along with Gerard Ascani and the rest of the production team. Thanks so much for tuning in to today's FCS live broadcast, and we'll see you next week for the third half. See you later.